All right, it's Thursday. Let's go through the markets, see what's going on. Looks like retail is buying the dip in AI, thinking that's a standard tech breather. But Meta is dumping excess compute capacity, looking like the secular infrastructure peak is behind us. We are definitely leveraging out of our infrastructure plays here. Capital is aggressively rotating out of overallocated tech megacaps and into the unloved Eurozone value and defense staples. And we see that in the EZU ETF. So we're going to take a nibble at that this morning. And then let's check out. It's just kind of chopping around. And then let's see what EWG looks like. EWG is just floating around, so that's the Germany index fund. So basically just Eurozone Germany is showing some action this morning, and everyone's looking at the NFP, non-farm payrolls print, to see how that goes off. Let's just go to the that should print in the yeah. So we got the non-farm payrolls tomorrow at 9:30. It looks like. We can check that out easily on the radar and signal deck. And it looks like just looking at some of the news, got some European stuff. Americans are paying a lot of money for steak. That I can tell you, living in the country, that will never cause a problem. People love their steak. U.S. is resuming dollar transfers to Iraq. Indian shares rise as crude prices drop. Oil falls for the third straight day. And yesterday, Wall Street ended choppy with tech shares down. Let's check out our positions and see what we're working with here. When we introduced the scanner, the box scanner, we were looking at this bark. And it looks like this is, let's see here. Looks like our fill finally happened for that guy. It does look like it's continued markdown, but we have the continued consolidation here. So we got filled right on that high, right above the consolidation. We'll see what happens. We have a pretty close price target for it, so we'll see what happens with that. Let's exclude box scanner. Okay. So let's go through. We were looking at Microsoft, and it looks like Microsoft, our order filled yesterday. This was a very, very good textbook, I hope, pullback. Let's see here. So this caught my eye on the June 26th harmonic price to volume, signifying a potential pullback for the 25th. Then we had a liquidity sweep on the 29th. Then we had an absorption spring on the 30th. We put a price buy order at 302.19. Price went down to retest that 30th high for support. Price went back up, and then pre-market were within yesterday's range. We have a target of, within the consolidation area prior to that breakout. So this is definitely looking like a good one. We just put this in yesterday, but the chart so far, stop loss remains. And then we got, that was a Claude play here. We got into this SMH semis, basically based on a Claude, not a Claude, a Gemini play. And I think our stop is at break even, so we might have got stopped out on that. I have to check on that. I didn't get an alert, so I'll have to look at that. Okay. High tight pullback on the SEZL. So this, I need to set the price target on in my order. I am not going to suffer what happened with GLW a couple days ago. We have the price target. It's set. Pre-market is extremely close, especially after yesterday's up thrust. I want to get out of this and book my profit. So we're going to do that. Hopefully book a profit on that and move on. We got into the Minerva on some news. I'm going to put a price, or I'm going to put an alert here. Okay. What is this? So lower volume as it tries to go out. Price target is still where it's at. I definitely expect a pullback down to 64.28, and we may add to it. Okay. GLW. This was a lesson learned. Pre-market's 272, so it's up a little bit. So we're hoping this is just a low volume pullback. Lesson learned on that. If I would have followed my system, it's really not following my system. It's just if I would have set the price target itself. But that's on me. What am I doing here? Okay. FTNT. Lower volume as it tries to push out. I'm going to move this stop up a touch. Okay. And I'm going to make sure I got the latest release on this thing. FTNT. Sign of weakness. Okay. SBUX. Hoping for a gap fill on this. A little higher volume. Stop loss remains. Geo is a high and tight. Low volume continuing to drift up. Low volume trying to reach that previous High is not looking good. Okay. CVS, high tight. Okay, higher volume, but it still can't get out of that consolidator. It's up pre-market. We'll see if that continues. DAL. We had moved the stop yesterday to try to lock in some profit, and we had a low volume pullback. This thing may continue to rise here, but we're going to keep it stop loss. We're up 12% on that. PBI. Hammer, low volume hammer there. So we're definitely chopping around this new range, barely above our fill. So we'll see where this goes. LIN. LIN had a big candle. It's up pre-market. That looks good. Are we finally getting out of this consolidation zone that we've been sitting in for 2 weeks? Is this finally happening? Is it finally happening? Higher volume, low wick, top wick, so there's some indecision here, up pre-market. This might be our day. We'll see. Okay. NTB. Lower volume, trying to get out of that range. Not that great. Seeing some sell pressure. Whoop, what's happening here? What was that? NTB. Yep. Stop loss remains. FISI. Okay. Price is a non-harmonic bar. Less volume than the pullback bar. But it's a strong candle. And this definitely looks like there's a lot of wicks on this. So there's a lot of stop hunts on this. I'm going to put an alert here just to get an idea. Okay. Okay. CSX. Been in this guy for a minute. It is forming some highs and some lows here. Okay. Plus remains. Monster. Been a monster for a minute. Okay, we're going to watch and see if this goes out above. Yep. And PANW, we're officially up 54% on P and PANW, drifting on low volume. This is going to pull back at some point. Okay. Had some runs this morning. We got some new strategies coming out. I'm gonna go ahead and revamp the runs so that we have a better UI where we can kind of see the history on it. But we are getting sector rotation plays on XLE and as a buy there. Which is interesting. Okay, so it's hidden right at that 200-day. That's really funny, but it is hitting on high volume. So that returns a buy. XLI returns a sell. Maybe overextension. And then on the cross-sector golden cross that we just released, XLY, consumer discretionary is showing a sell, which kind of makes sense. So you're going to see the updated layout for this in a couple days, but for now, those are the runs. Let's check out, let's just go through some stuff real quick. We're watching the 200-day on Novo. Hoping for some pullback on Corning. LA ended that breakout bar. I think we're finally in the money on that. CVS, we're in that guy. FBLA. We have a position in that. Where are we at on this? FBLA. The stop is 1438. Yeah, we need to start playing this. Trailing this possibly. I'm happy with that. Okay. FBLA, we'll watch FBLA on that. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's what we're working with this morning. Good luck.